Hey, I'm Troy Randall. I'm our lead technology specialist. One of the classes I'm presenting on today is getting prepped for the season. So making sure our op center is in order, nice and clean, and also all of our technology, like our displays, is ready to go for the season. So we go through pretty much top to bottom, what do we need to look at in op center? What is good documentation? What's bad documentation data look like? The difference between setup data and our agronomic data, and how we can prepare ourselves better on the front side to make sure throughout the season we're collecting that good quality documentation data to then put back into op center and analyze at a later date too. So we're kind of going through just the different ways we can clean up that data. We have 3 different ways we can actually get all that setup data from op center to the display. We have Setup Builder, we have Data Sync Setup, which is a very great tool to sync your op center with all your different displays. We also have Work Planner. Work Planner is an awesome tool to take all those button presses out of when we get to the field and are trying to get things set up in the season, or trying to go plant, strip, till, spray, things like that. There has been some great new features and enhancement to it. It's very user friendly now, so if you ever tried it in the past and maybe didn't quite like it, I would highly suggest to give it another shot. It's an awesome tool. We've had a lot of adoption with it, because the best thing is you can pretty much use it as much or little as you want to. So we can do it as basically as just choosing the client farm field and sending that to machine, or you can choose the seeding rate, the fertilizer rate, the products, the prescription, the machine, all that. You can settle that beforehand, send to the machine, get to the field, hit one button, and boom, it pops up and you're ready to go with all that preset information. The best part is you can kind of edit that on the fly too. If we need to change something, change the tank mix. If you're in a sprayer, right before you're gonna go spray, we can change it. We can send it to the machine, and it's going to update on the machine and be exactly how you change it to. And that way, when you get to the machine, it takes the guesswork, takes that one less thing to worry about getting set up out in the field. So that's kind of on the front side. So on the machines themselves, we have a lot of great technologies we can utilize with our displays, with our Gen 4 and G5 displays. We have a whole suite of automation technologies. One big thing we've had a huge success with is implement guidance. So we put that receiver back on a pull type implement. Of course, we can allow the tractor to steer back and forth to help keep that implement online. And a really cool feature we just came out with last year and have had really good success with is actually implement guidance in reverse. So if you've got a big planter, and it's always a challenge to back that thing up. I know it's definitely easier said than done sometimes, especially if you got something bigger than 60 foot. Implement guidance in reverse is a great feature to utilize to help take the frustration out of trying to back up a large implement in the field. So in addition to implement guidance in reverse, one of the things that receiver on the implement allows us to do is AutoPath rows. So what that does is actually records that source path from the planter. We can use that for spraying, we can use it for cultivation, we can use it for harvest later on. And that's been an awesome feature that has had a lot of adoption across our whole AOR, especially in my area. I got a bunch of guys that use it, even if they maybe just plant 16 and they pick 16 as a great feature to utilize to make things easier when you get in the field. You set that one AutoPath rows map, you load that up, and boom, away you go. You know exactly where to go. There's no more changing between sickle track, straight track, this line, that line. Just load up the AutoPath, and you know you're going to be exactly where that source pass was, where you planted that crop at when you go back in there again. Last but not least, a very cool technology we've had out for a long time is actually turn automation. So if that's something you haven't tried in the past, I would highly suggest get with us. We can show it to you for a lot of our equipment now, not just tractors. We have sprayers now, combines, they're all compatible with turn automation. So it's a great feature to really take that turn row hassle out of any operation when you're out in the field. It really automates the turning process and makes the operation that much easier when you're out in the field. And we do have some new features now where we actually disable or enable speed and equipment control. So if it's always been kind of a bear setup for you, we can actually turn off the speed and equipment control and just allow that machine to turn around, and you can control the speed. You can still raise and lower the implement, or we can turn either one on or off if you want to. So you can kind of a la carte choose exactly how you want to use turn automation. You can either use it real basically or allow it to do everything for you anywhere in between. So very, very cool from that standpoint.
So hey, I'm Dalton McMurphy, Precision Ag Consultant for 21st Century Equipment out of the Yuma and Ray, Colorado locations. We're going to be discussing prepping for the season, groundwork for the season, getting everything in your operations center cleaned up and ready to go. The big thing we harp on every single year is plan. The more you can do before planting to plan for the year ahead, the better off you'll be. You'll have less hiccups in the field, less downtime. You'll be able to get things done more efficiently. Guys using Work Planner today save about 30 clicks. You hear us talk about it, 30 clicks on the display. They just have to go in, their work plan's already there, hit a couple buttons and away you go. Very helpful for guys with hired hands out in the field. They can be remote on their phone or at their laptop, send a work plan to that guy in the field and have confidence that that job's going to get done the way they want it to get done. Talk about making sure you have good quality boundaries. Everything starts with a good solid boundary. So we want to focus on high fidelity boundaries. Get in your gator and actually physically drive the boundary would be the best way to do it. You guys doing their boundaries with the gator, they'll have obviously their receiver, their display, and even if they want to have a modem in the gator, and then you just go out and drive right on that boundary and you can send it to the operations center right there from the modem when you finish up. After you have good boundaries, get in there and get into Work Planner. Really get your varieties down per field. Prescriptions are built into Work Planner now. Built into Work Planner, you can set your guidance lines with AutoPath from boundaries. It'll make a guidance line for your entire field, so you'll have your headland passes all planned out, your field passes. It'll be one set of guidance lines, easy, ready to go. AutoPath from boundaries. If you need assistance with anything precision ag related, just reach out to the precision ag team over at 21st Century and we can get you going.
Hi, I'm Hank Jackson with the Precision Ag team, and we're standing in front of a John Deere 1775 NT 12-row planter. What's interesting about this is you can see a little wear on the bar, but new row units. The big push again is precision upgrade kits. So when we talk about what we did to puck this planter, is a new row unit, came with ExactEmerge for high-speed planting. It's also got ExactShot as well as the IRHD 2 individual row downforce upgrade. So with our IRHD, there's a version 1 and a version 2, and we all remember with the version 1, the canisters. Serviceability and performance had a little to be desired on the Gen 1, but with these Gen 2s, a lot easier to work on them, a lot easier to recharge them. More reliable. So when we are talking individual row downforce, you want that reliability so that you're maintaining that constant downforce on each row unit. So with John Deere precision upgrade kits, there's a lot of different model years that we're able to work on, and especially with planters, one size doesn't fit all. So there's a misconception that to get the new planter technologies, be able to see that improved speed, improved singulation, seed placement, that you got to buy a brand new planter every year to keep up with the technology that's ever changing. Well, what's nice about John Deere precision upgrade kits is you're able to take an old bar, strip it down, and put new row units on it. We also have the ability to update just your meter only. Get with your precision ag consultant or your local salesman to check compatibility. John Deere also does custom kits, so if you have a bar or something that maybe not sure if it'll work, they do custom kits, so we're able to fit a wide variety of bars to update your planting technology. So with this particular puck kit, we're able to not only add ExactEmerge row units, but ExactShot as well. So the customer saw an immediate ROI on his fertilizer savings, being able to dose and put 2-inch bands rather than a continuous fertilizer. That's one nice thing about pucks is they're not as expensive as buying a brand new piece of equipment, but you see pretty quick returns. So for any of the precision upgrade kits that we offer through John Deere, we're able to help you with that install. You can bring your piece of equipment into your local 21st Century location, or there's also John Deere certified installation centers as well as a mobile install team. So there's a wide variety of options to get these puck kits installed on your equipment.
Might be wondering why we are showcasing some of the older technology. In front of us we have the 2630 and a 3000, and that is because John Deere is offering an incentive to trade in your old working display and receiver to be able to get into the newest technology. So if you have a working 2630 and 3000 receiver, John Deere is offering $3,200 for your working 2630 and 3000 receiver towards a trade-in for a Ag Essentials kit, or you can buy the components outright. When you trade in your 2630 or 3000 receiver, you have a couple options of what you can get. You can choose to get the Ag Essentials kit, which would come with a G5 Plus display, your choice of an M or R modem, and then a 7500 receiver. So for all the new hardware in the Precision Ag Essentials kit, that is $3,200 for a receiver, modem, display. If you trade in your old working 2630 and 3000, that would cover the cost of all the new hardware. And then you're just responsible for the licensing, so you would need to get either the Essentials license or the Advanced license depending on what you need, and SFRTK. There is also a couple different licensing options, so just depending depending on what you need at your operation. You can get the Essentials license or the Advanced license with this incentive, and then you just pay annual subscriptions. So you're getting a lower upfront cost for all the hardware when you get it through the Ag Essentials kit. You own all the hardware, but you're just having to pay annual subscriptions, and you have a choice of that. So SFRTK and then Essentials license, that includes AutoTrac, section control, and row sense. Advanced licensing is an option if you need things like AutoPath, machine sync, satellite maps. So there's a couple different customization features just to see what you need for your operation. So modem wise, just depending on what you have, if you have an old 2G or 3G modem, then you would go with the R modem. That will just plug and play into your existing bracket and harnessing. And then the M modem, that can be put in older pieces of equipment. It can be put in non-John Deere pieces of equipment, as long as you have 12 volts of power, and it'll come with the proper Ethernet cables to tie that into the display for seamless data transfer. So if you trade in a working 2630 and 3000 receivers with all the licensing required and hardware, if you subtract the $3,200 you would get for your old hardware, you would be able to get into the latest and greatest for $3,500 year one. John Deere is offering this incentive to allow people that are in older technology to get into the latest and greatest for a lower cost.